Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If there's one thing that's been the hot topic among Packers fans lately, it's the potential blockbuster trade that could reshape our defense and, honestly, the entire outlook for the team this season. Rumors are swirling that Green Bay is close to pulling the trigger on a deal that would bring Will Anderson Jr. from the Houston Texans to Lambeau Field. And let me tell you, if this trade goes through, it could be one of the most impactful moves we've seen in recent Packers history, rivaling some of the franchise's most famous trades and draft picks that have shaped our destiny over the decades. The buzz is that the Packers are eyeing Anderson as a game-changer on defense, particularly to boost our pass rush, which, let's be honest, has been underwhelming so far this season. Through 3 games, we've only managed to rack up 6 sacks, averaging just 2 per game. That's far below the league's top-tier defenses. To put that into perspective, the league leader in sacks last year was the Philadelphia Eagles with 70 total, averaging over 4 per game. The Packers are currently sitting around 18th in sacks, which isn't where we want to be if we aim for a deep playoff run or a shot at the Super Bowl. The plan, according to sources close to the Packers front office, is to offer Houston a first-round pick in this year's draft, along with a player to bolster their edge depth, a move that signals our seriousness about improving that critical aspect of our team. This move would not only give us a proven pass rusher with a high ceiling, but also help free up cap space, which is crucial given the tight financial situation Green Bay faces in 2024. The Packers have historically been a team that values strategic moves, whether through the draft or key trades, to build a championship roster. Think back to the legendary 2010 team that featured Clay Matthews and Julius Peppers rushing the quarterback, or the 2020 defense that, despite injuries, made crucial plays to help us reach the NFC Championship. Anderson, who is just entering his prime at 24 years old, could be the next piece in that lineage of dominant pass rushers. Houston, on the other hand, is undergoing a rebuild after a tumultuous start to the 2025 season with a 1-2 record. They're prioritizing the development of young quarterback C.J. Stroud, who's shown flashes of brilliance but needs more support. Stroud, the second overall pick in 2023, has demonstrated his potential, completing 62% of his passes for 820 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions through 3 games. His poise in the pocket and arm strength are impressive, but he's often under pressure. The Texans' defense, currently ranked 22nd against the pass, is struggling, allowing nearly 248 yards per game through the air. They see Anderson as a piece that can accelerate their rebuild, especially since they're operating with around $17 million in cap space and need to make strategic moves to bolster their overall roster. Anderson, for those who may not be familiar, is an explosive edge rusher with a profile that screams disruptive. In his career so far, he's accumulated 25 sacks, 78 quarterback hits, and 152 tackles, making him one of the premier pass rushers in the league. His 2024 PFF grade of 88.9 underscores his dominance, and through 3 games in 2025, he already has 4 sacks and 11 pressures, averaging more than a sack per game. His burst off the line is comparable to some of the league's best, like Myles Garrett, thanks to his blazing 60-second 40-yard dash. That initial explosion makes him a nightmare for offensive tackles. Think of him as a lightning bolt hitting the pocket, forcing quarterbacks to hurry their throws or take sacks. His pass-rushing repertoire is multifaceted. Anderson combines speed, agility, and technical prowess. His spin moves, swim techniques, and ability to bend the edge allow him to beat blockers consistently. His motor is relentless, rarely quitting on a play, making him a consistent threat to disrupt passing lanes. His production has been steadily rising since his college days at Alabama, where he amassed 5 sacks over 3 seasons, earning consensus All-American honors in 2022. His college experience under Nick Saban prepared him for the NFL's physicality and complexity, translating into his impressive start in the league. Now, this trade isn't just about adding a star pass rusher. It's a strategic move that could redefine our entire defensive identity. With Anderson in the fold, our edge rush would see a significant boost, potentially around plus 25%, which translates into more sacks, more pressures, and ultimately, a more intimidating front seven. Imagine Ration Gary, who has shown flashes of brilliance himself, and Anderson teaming up on the outside, creating a relentless duo that offenses simply can't block. The projections are eye-opening. Anderson could help us reach around 12 sacks annually, with an 18% increase in hurry rate and a substantial boost in pressure when we bring extra men. This would allow our defense to generate chaos without relying excessively on blitzes, which has been an Achilles heel at times. Let's not forget about the impact on our secondary. When the pass rush improves, coverage becomes easier. Cornerbacks like Jair Alexander, who's been one of the league's top shutdown corners since he was drafted in 2018, would benefit immensely. Alexander, a two-time Pro Bowler, has a knack for shutting down the opponent's top receiver, and with a more aggressive pass rush, he'd face fewer one-on-one battles. Meanwhile, safety Adrian Amos and rookies like Carrington Valentine could capitalize on the pressure created up front, forcing turnovers and creating scoring opportunities. And it's not just about sacks. The impact on Jordan Love and the offense could be profound. With a stronger pass rush, Love would experience a drop in EPA, expected points added, required to operate, since he'd face less pressure and fewer blitzes. This means fewer turnovers and more sustained drives. The defense would also improve against the run, with an expected plus 12 tackles for loss, helping us shut down outside runs and keep opposing offenses in check. Think of Anderson as a catalyst, transforming our front into a top 6 unit, akin to the Chargers' defense in 2023 when Bosa and others created chaos and forced teams into uncomfortable situations. Looking at the bigger picture, the Packers, under the leadership of coach Matt LaFleur and with Jordan Love at quarterback, are building something special. Love, entering his third season, has shown steady improvement. Last year, he threw for 644 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, with a passer rating of 91. For this season, he's on pace for similar or better numbers, with a more refined understanding of the offense. But to truly contend, especially in December and January, our defense needs to be stout. Anderson's addition could be that missing piece, a true game wrecker capable of elevating the entire unit. And for the fans who wonder about the financial side, the trade makes sense on that front too. Moving Anderson from Houston would save the Texans around $10 million in cap space, freeing up funds that can be allocated toward extensions for key players like Nico Collins or other young talents. Houston's current rebuild isn't focused on immediate success, but rather on developing their core and building for the future. They're willing to part with Anderson because they see him as a piece that can accelerate their rebuild while giving them some cap flexibility. Moreover, the timing is critical. If this deal is going to happen, it's most likely before the NFL trade deadline on November 4th. That's a pivotal window for teams looking to make playoff pushes. The Packers, sitting at 2-1 after a strong start, are in that playoff window and need to make moves to solidify their chances. Fans are already envisioning Anderson in green and gold, terrorizing quarterbacks in Lambeau's cold conditions, reminiscent of the great defensive units of the past. Think of the 1960s Lombardi-era teams or the dominant defenses of the 2010s. Let's also analyze the future expectations. If the Packers acquire Anderson, we're not just talking about a one-season boost. His contract runs through 2025, and by then, he will have accumulated a significant amount of experience and production. We can expect him to be a cornerstone of our defense for years to come, especially if we extend him in the offseason. His presence would also help mentor younger players like Lucas Van Ness, who has shown flashes of brilliance himself in his rookie season. Van Ness, a 2023 first-round pick, has the perfect frame and skill set. 6'5", 275 pounds, with a 4.63-second 40-yard dash, making him a natural fit as an outside linebacker or defensive end in our system. From a historical perspective, Green Bay has always been a franchise that values strong defenses. The Lombardi era was built on a relentless front seven, and even in recent years, the Packers' defenses have been known for their opportunism and physicality. The addition of Anderson could reignite that tradition, pushing us back into the elite tier of NFL defenses. It's worth noting that in Super Bowl XLV, our defense was pivotal, forcing turnovers and making big plays, which helped secure our last championship. Bringing in a player like Anderson could be the first step toward recreating that kind of dominance. Looking at the NFC North, this move would shake up the division significantly. The Vikings and Lions have both improved their defenses in recent years, and the Bears continue to rebuild around Justin Fields and a young core. If Green Bay bolsters its pass rush, it's likely will be the division leader once again, especially as we face divisional rivals with less pass rush threat. The NFC North has traditionally been a physical, defense-oriented division, and the Packers' potential upgrade would remind everyone that Lambeau Field remains a fortress. In terms of expectations for the upcoming season, if the trade happens, the Packers' Super Bowl odds would see a noticeable spike. Currently, they're considered long shots at around +7,500, but with Anderson's arrival and a top-6 defense, those odds could short to roughly +3,000, putting us more in line with the NFC contenders like the Eagles, 49ers, and Cowboys. That increased confidence could translate into more aggressive play calling, better team morale, and a stronger push in the playoffs. In the end, this trade isn't just about acquiring a star. It's about shifting the power in the NFC North and signaling that Green Bay is back in the game, ready to dominate on both sides of the ball. Anderson's addition could turn our defense into a feared unit, capable of terrorizing offenses and setting us up for success well into the postseason. As we inch closer to the trade deadline, the excitement is palpable, and every Packers fan should be watching closely. Because if this move happens, it might just be the catalyst that propels us back to the top of the NFL. Now, I want to hear from you, Packers Nation. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This potential trade isn't just about adding a star. It's about reclaiming our place among NFL elites. Anderson's arrival would send shockwaves through the league, and our fans should be excited about the possibility of a new era of dominance for Green Bay. The NFC North is about to get a whole lot more interesting, and the Packers are poised to make a statement. So buckle up, folks. Big things are coming, and they might start with bringing Will Anderson Jr. home to Lambeau Field.